Breakstuff. We're back.
Hi. Oh, my lip's gonna crack. Oh,
What?
that hurts.
Hit your head in the game. We moved through the pain on Breakstuff.
No pain. What are you
No
talking
pain.
about?
No pain, no gain.
No pain.
It is Breakstuff in 2025.
Welcome
Are
to
we
my
cheersing?
water.
Bad luck for both of us. Cold brew.
Cold water.
Cold brew. You've never been a coffee guy, have you?
No, I never.
Maybe this year is the start.
No.
I need you to start drinking when you wake up. Imagine with me, Andy. Imagine. Are you imagining?
If you could just imagine.
Imagine. No. Like you wake up now. It's 2025, Andy, and you get your Folgers pot going. You get that rolling. You're practicing.
I'd probably
you
be
get
an
your
espresso
fingers ready
guy.
for. You're gonna get your
Probably gonna
fingers
be.
ready for the scales, and then you just hear the drip coming down, and you're like,
Is
you're
that what you
I'm
think
gonna
we're doing?
I'm gonna wreck the toilet after I drink this Folgers coffee, and then you pull up and you just down the whole thing. You don't even pour it into a mug. That's how much 2025 Andy is into coffee. You don't even put it into a mug. You
Just direct from the pot.
just direct from the pot. Your esophagus is dwindling, but that doesn't matter because you wanna know what? You're 2025 coffee loving Andy.
I don't know about that.
Dude, I'm pumped up for you to be this person.
He just had coffee, guys. Just
Breakstuff 2025, welcome.
I do
For
like
those that-
Celsius.
You like Celsius?
The drink.
Yeah,
Celsius,
you drink that?
I do.
Dude, I feel like you'd get really gassed up because you don't have that much caffeine. That's
it helps me with my workout.
that's the premium, that's like the highest amount of caffeine, I think.
I know. And it really, really helps me with workouts.
Yeah, it helps everybody. It helps quite
And
literally
I feel
everybody.
really good. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Danny,
Shoulder day? What the fuck?
Danny Sykes, who was a guest on this show,
Yeah.
straight up, he is a caffeine. Well, he said a lot of things about America. He was like, you guys are
He
way
did.
you guys are way too into absolutes, like way too much into extremes. That guy smokes weed a lot, and he was like, your California weed put me to the ground. And similarly, he said with Celsius, when he got back to the Netherlands, he went, I was having like withdrawals because
Yikes.
because like not like he was like shaking or nothing, but like no other energy drink was matching the amount of energy a Celsius gave him. That's crazy.
Europe sucks. I'm kidding.
Nah.
Europe is great. I love Europe, man.
Yeah, Europe's great. It's a good time.
I would have lived there if it weren't for the music industry.
Really? Where would you have lived?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, dude. Amsterdam's where it's at.
Or anywhere in Scandinavia, really. Best healthcare,
Best healthcare.
best quality of life.
Best metal.
I was gonna get to that, bro. Come on.
Sorry, I'm filling in the blanks for you.
I'm like saving the best for last. Best metal.
Best metal.
Speaking of it,
Yes.
of best metal.
Best metal. Best metal of 2024. Does it go hard? 2024. That was better. We rehearsed it a little bit before. We did like a little rehearsal run, and it was pretty atrocious. I'm glad we had
Emphasis
that
on
take.
a little.
It was a little atrocious.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't say it by myself, and then you came on after me, and then we did it again.
Yeah,
because it was
I
bad.
definitely said the same thing as you.
Yes, we definitely, 100%.
Oh yeah. So
100%.
all right, let's start with your comprehensive fucking list.
Okay, listen. I think this is a premier metal podcast. I'm just trying to do my research. All right, jerk.
Oh, I said comprehensive.
Comprehensive, but you did it so like passive aggressive. You just like slid it over your like your little.
Listen, asshole.
Your little list, loser.
Get your list going.
So, here's my list. What I'm going to be talking about at the start is my honorable mentions, and then I will have my two contenders of what I think are the best albums. But I didn't want to leave these out because I think they're very good albums.
Perfect.
All right, I'm going to start off with Poppy's album, Negative Spaces. Contrary to her Positive Spaces, that was the album before. It was
Was
not,
it really?
It was not. It was not. This album's really good. I glanced over it on the drive over here today. And I think there are a lot of it, like especially a lot of the choruses are very metalcore-y, which I don't particularly enjoy them.
Still metal.
But it's still metal, and it sounds really good. Some of the riffs are super heavy in this, and anything Poppy does, I get really excited about. So I wanted to put that on my honorable mentions.
And I did listen to it too, and there are very, very Poppy moments.
Yes, very, very.
True to her name.
True to her name. Yes, very much.
He sent me this list.
I sent you the list.
He sent me three albums.
I sent you 3 to like listen to, and then like these other ones I'm more just like, oh, these are like good things.
But from your list, I have one pick.
Yes. And then is that the next one I'm going to say?
I think so. Go ahead.
Era, The Cure. Or
that was my pick.
The Cure, just Era, Cure.
If I had to pick from your list, that would be it.
I think some of the most creative riffs that I've heard this year, especially the first and the fourth track, I forget their names. Forgive me, you can correct me, but those tracks, just some of those riffs were really cool. Like it really tricks you. It makes you feel like it's kind of in 4, but it's not. Or at least like the phrasing kind of overlaps.
Meshuggah moves.
Meshuggah moves. Yeah, they're pulling some Meshuggah moves.
If you listen to the hi-hat, it's just like run of the mill shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like quarter notes.
Keeping it locked in.
Quarter notes.
And so I think the only reason I didn't keep this at the top, and like, yes, there's some really good scream vocals in there, a little too heavy emphasis on the metalcore vocals, especially as the album progresses. I just don't like, when I'm looking for like a metal album, I'm not looking for too much clean like vocals. It's like I have very specific like asterisks on like which bands that I'm like, oh wait, I still think that passes, where I'm still into it.
Okay.
I just kind of felt like I transitioned over into a metalcore album that I was like, so that's why it's not at the top, but very good album. What's next? Okay, I'm gonna kind of merge these two together because I think they both kind of encapsulate the same kind of like push and drive. Make Them Suffer's self-titled album that came out this year, and Wage War's album Stigma. Both really good. I wanted to put them on my honorable mentions list. Really heavy, especially when I'm looking when I'm working out and everything. I just want like something that's like really heavy, driving the whole time. That's why I like Obscene by Meshuggah New Millennium Sound.
Classic.
Like I could put that album on the entire time, and there's no like lull. Like it's the same amount of like brute force and energy. Like when we were coming up with the concept of does it go hard, like that's where my mentality was always at. It was like, does it go hard? Like does it keep you like
pumped
up, wired the whole time?
I have a go-to band for like workout stuff. Decapitated.
Yeah, I feel like that's a great band for that.
I love those guys, man. So like it's just like from track 1 until, well, I wouldn't want to say the last track because they usually put like something soft in the last track on purpose. But like from track 1 to the track before that last one, penultimate one, it's just like fucking blast beats, shear your face off kind of moments. And I love that, dude.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
So these two, I think, are both kind of like hit really, really good riffs. Vocal delivery is really spot on. I wanted to give them a shout because they're both really, really good albums. I think that came out this year. These two are like more eccentricities that I thought were like good. I wouldn't like put them at the top of my list, but there's some tracks on these albums that I enjoyed. I never thought I would put this on any list of mine because they just never really spoke to me. But Bring Me the Horizons album was actually pretty good. There's some tracks on there. I don't know if like I ever imagined myself putting them on like this is on the metal 2024 list, but there are some really good tracks on there that I think definitely deserve some honorable mention.
Okay.
And then this album is called This World Fucking Sucks by Cassiette. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but there's a song on there called Epicac, and that song goes hard. And the album cover also goes hard. I don't even know what's going on in that album cover. I don't know whether to be scared or turned on.
I think
that's a good album cover. Confusion on whether or not you should be scared or turned on.
Like, it looks like the Obscene cover.
Yeah.
Right?
But with a girl.
Is it a girl?
I don't know. Maybe.
These days, you don't know.
You don't know. But with that, I'm going to actually give my final top 2 that I think are really good contenders and I think are at the top of my list. So the first one I'm going to say, and the reason it's not at my top is just because of the amount of tracks that don't lean on the metal side, and that is Falling in Reverse's Popular Monster. I love this album. I think when I'm making a comprehensive list of what the best metal was of this year, it's tough for me putting this at the top because especially as the album goes on, there's like songs where like it'll be super like almost feels like an Eminem track, you know, and then at the end there's like a really heavy riff, you know. So like I understand that doesn't appeal to all metal listeners, and that'll be like a very specific thing, but I wanted to loop this in because I think this album is really important. Just the merging of a bunch of these different genres. Like there's like basically a metal country song that's in there with Jelly Roll that works really well, and the riffs are really good. The production is phenomenal. Not only the vocal production, but the guitar tones, however they got those sounded really, really good. You got Luke Holland on drums. So I thought this record was really, really good. The songs that are just full-on metal songs are really solid. But the only reason I didn't put it at the top is I just don't think consistently the entire record, it's a metal record.
Fair point.
And then finally, I think just like the most like objective, like this is the top one, like it just kind of undisputed. Like when I listened to it, I was just like, yeah, this is definitely it. It's Knocked Loose's You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. And I think just track by track by track, that is the heaviest album of this year. Really good performance, really good Jimmy Kimmel performance that stirred up a lot of controversy.
Which ended, we think that ended up working out in their favor.
I think it did too. Well, any controversy like that is always going to add more relevance to your name. And like also Poppy was out there singing with him. It's free press.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just a bunch of boomers that thought they were Satanists, even though they're just, you know,
regular dudes
dressed up scary to do a metal show.
Yeah.
And Kimmel's definitely had a perfect circle there. I know Jay Leno's had a perfect circle as well, but that's like heavier and like kind of obscure and kind of weird. Slipknot's definitely been up there.
Yeah.
Like Slipknot definitely was on Conan. I remember that. But there's like a great number of like metal bands that have made it onto late night shows. It's quite fascinating that they decided this is the one.
Gavin Harrison ended up in Letterman once.
Yeah, because he was on the
drum festival.
Drum solo week.
That was so good.
Yeah, his is so good. It's the chicken.
Yeah.
No, he really nailed that one. It's a solo that I studied a lot in high school. It was really cool.
I watched it a lot too in high school.
Yeah, it's really, really
I didn't study it, but I watched it. I was like, damn, that's fucking good.
Also the band that's in the back was really phenomenal, like keeping up, because like he would do some crazy stuff and they would still go da 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 da, like they would still able to lock in.
Yeah.
And know when the hits are.
That's just like crazy too. Like unsung heroes.
Yeah, no, for real. Yeah. All right, so that's my list. I think like really popular monster like is here, and then the Knocked Loose album is just like right there. Like it's really, really close. It's close. But those are my honorable mentions along with what I think is the best album of 2024. Andy, take it away.
I don't need a list. I'm not a nerd.
All right, well, it's your computer. I could throw it out the window.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that. Please don't. No.
Tarantino.
Socks.
Yeah,
I have 2 albums shortlisted for album of the year 2024 for me.
2024.
Let's start with the first one. Let's start with Winter Sun's Time 2. Now, Time 2 is a sequel to Time 1. Time 1 was a kind of controversial-ish. I don't want to say controversial. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. If you don't know Winter Sun is a Finnish metal band that released a self-titled album in 2004, which quickly became a classic among metal people, epic metal people, folk metal people, melodic death metal people.
Metal people.
So it was great. 2004, and it took them like 8 years to release the next album, which was Time 1. That was released in 2012. Much to the chagrin of certain fans, because they were like, sorry, I went to college twice.
You're like, you only went once, loser.
I went to college twice because I flunked out the first. No, I'm kidding. I graduated.
You graduated.
I graduated.
You just ain't doing economics.
It sucks. Anyway, it does. Fuck that.
That's Andy's side quest was an economics degree.
Yeah, fuck that.
It's the biggest side quest.
Biggest fucking, it's gross.
Keep going.
Anyway, so it took 8 years. Time 1 came out. Personally, I did love the songs. I couldn't give, at that time, I didn't give 2 shits about the production. But certain fans were like, yo, okay, good song, sure. But number one, the album is short. It was like 40-ish minutes for 8 years. And you come up with 40 minutes. Right? Number two, production was kind of left wanting. Because Yari, who is basically Wintersun, writer, guitarist, singer, during the process of writing and recording that album, he came up with a lot of excuses, such as like, my computer doesn't have enough RAM, and he fought his fucking label, Nuclear Blast, over that.
You know what's crazy is like, yes, RAM is an issue, but like you could also be resourceful and commit your tracks.
That's what people said.
Yeah, you just
like just bounce that shit, dude.
Just bounce the track, and then you're
and then you're freeing up your memory.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He didn't.
Yeah, because like, if you just want to do a string section, have your own session where it's just strings, and then you bounce those wave files back into your main thing.
Because he had such lofty ideas, right? He had like a lot of goddamn tracks.
Lots of kazoo.
Bells and whistles. Everything.
Dude,
the works.
Bells and whistles.
And
that was quick. That was good.
The kitchen sink.
Yeah, the kitchen sink. Yeah.
Everything. So, yeah. Anyway, moving forward. So 2012, the next release was 5 years later, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And then fans were like, whoa, is it time 2, man?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, it's the Forest Seasons. 4 tracks. It was like 54-ish, 55 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Four tracks, 1 track per season.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to the release of that album, they launched a crowdfunding campaign.
Okay.
Because apparently the money, the advance from the label wasn't enough. Which is like, what? Like 99% of bands can do it.
Right.
Why can't you? Anyway, that's another issue for another day.
Right.
I actually gave them some money.
You did?
On that
You were like, just make time too. Like,
yeah. Let me just give me that fucking album, all right? Yeah. So I gave them like $20, was it?
Yeah.
And then for like $20, you could get like, in exchange for your money, you get like the digital edition of the tracks.
Yeah.
Some 4K
Valuable.
wallpapers.
So wait, so 4K wallpapers?
Yeah.
Like
and
for
then,
your desktop?
Yeah.
That you could have just looked up online?
Yeah. No, but it's official.
That is the biggest scam I've ever heard in my life. But you went, oh boy, wallpapers. And then you
I fucking threw my credit card at the screen. Bam!
You're like, please, wallpapers.
Yeah, I'm like, wallpapers, say no more. It was 4 wallpapers, 1 for each season.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
For $20, I had expected more. But anyway, this was 2017. Right. So this album was written, recorded just so there's a release.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, I want to release it. It's like, no, we have to drop something, dude.
Yeah.
So not much orchestrations, just like stripped back guitars, bass, drums, vocals, probably a couple of synths here and there, but that's it.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
The songs were kind of, they were okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like the first album or even Time 1. It was like,
yeah. All right.
Guys, I paid $20 for shit.
Right.
Oh, also, one of the things they promised in their crowdfunding was like, all right, $20 for funding the album recording and funding the Wintersun HQ, where we could have no RAM issues, where the tracks can run freely. That never happened. Happened.
No, I don't.
So,
but also, that's just like him getting another computer.
Yeah. So 7 years later, right?
Yeah.
So they finally released Time 2. But leading up to that, in the years between 2017 and 2024, Yari was on social media saying, hey guys, big news. So people were like, oh my God, Time 2. Time to pick up
soldier.
The soldier.
Stretchy soldier, are you okay? CARSON, I'm in pain.
Give me the other one. Oh
no.
Dude, do you not care about your things?
Dude, I do.
Here.
Stretchy soldier, are you okay?
You come to daddy.
No,
wait, I want custody. I want custody.
Soldier.
I want custody.
Give me stretchy soldier. We already went over this. I have stretchy soldier this weekend, okay?
Okay, I get next.
Yes.
Where does he live?
No, you take him on the week.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have to take
I
him to
forgot.
school.
Oh.
He has to get an education, Andy.
He has to go to school.
I'm the fun dad.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm the not fun.
Time 2.
Time to talk about time 2. So in the years leading up to time 2, they were like, yeah, it was like, hey man, it's big update. Oh my god, it's time 2, says the fans. No, I'm working on 4 albums at once.
Ooh.
And fans were like, dude, nobody gives a shit about 4 albums. What happened? First of all, what happened to our money? Where is Winterson HQ? Where is time 2? Can't you just work on one goddamn
this is
album?
a big scam artist, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
basically. And then I was like, if he releases wallpapers again, I might have to buy it.
yeah. Yeah. You're like, dude, his 4K wallpapers were great.
Super high res.
High resolution.
High res. They actually were. $20, man.
Was it just him in his room? He was just like,
With like briefs.
Yeah. Super high resolution.
So he was like, okay, few years, like long time later, he's like,
Yeah.
great news, guys. Time 2 is done. So everyone's like, oh my
gosh,
God, time 2 is done. Oh my God,
time 2 's
it's not a
done.
deal. It's not a deal. Anyway, here's a crowdfunding campaign. Did he
For what? What did he need
to
money
release
for?
the album? And then he got
Doesn't he have a
fucking,
label? He's on nuclear blast.
dude, he got fucking blasted
Yeah.
for that. Dude, that fans were like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And people were like, you know, when this drops, I'm going to pirate it. Just to
out of
spite you.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying I did.
Did you?
Not saying I did.
I mean, you probably listened to it on Spotify. That's the
I did.
equivalent. That's the equivalent of pirating.
That's
it.
worse
Yeah.
in some ways, because if you pirate, nobody gets rich.
Yeah.
One guy gets rich.
Spotify.
One guy.
Mr. Spotify.
Mr. CEO.
Mr. CEO of Spotify.
Out of our backs.
Yes.
But anyway, that's hilarious. Anyway, I listened to... Anyway, after all that bullshit, time 2 comes, and they didn't even tour for it.
Wow.
That's like one of the bands in my top list that I still haven't seen, because they're like, I'm out of RAM.
Damn, Winter Sun is getting the
all right,
getting
so
their comeuppance.
Exactly. Oh, comeuppance. Oh, did you go to college too?
Dude, I went to college for a little bit.
I think I was with you.
Yeah, definitely were. We definitely sat next to each other at
We
graduation.
were with Nimrod too.
We were with Nimrod.
By the way,
This
the
is also-
Reddit guys were like were asking us,
Yeah.
what is a Nimrod?
What is Nimrod? Well, we still don't know if he's definitely not a human being. I think he's the reason there's so many drones that are flying around Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Because there's helicopters before, but now there's drones. They're looking for something. I think it's for Nimrod.
I've talked to some fans, and they were like, I don't believe in Nimrod.
Yeah, I honestly, that's fine. But you can see Nimrod at my show on February 1st at the Viper Room. I'm playing with Glenn 432 Hertz. We're going to change the name.
Hey, Nimrod, are we gonna be there? Oh, okay.
He said,
He said, they think we are. So if you're a non-believer, you better believe it.
You better believe it and come to Glenn
the show,
432 Hertz at the Viper Room.
Yeah,
February 1st, 8 p.m.
We'll be there?
Yes, you're going to be there. Yeah, we're going to change the name. We still can't figure out the name. It's been tough. When I joined the band, he was Glenn. And then for search engine optimization reasons, because all the songs are in 432 Hertz, he added that at the end. But then now people are like,
ooh, 432. Oh my God.
dude, you know what? I asked him one time.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was like, dude, why do you do it? And he was like, honestly, it just pisses people off online.
That's good. That's good.
He's not even
That's
like
good.
he's not even pretentious about it. He's not like, it's the best Hertz. It's
the best Hertz.
It's just the best Hertz, you know? Like he's like, nah, it just pisses people off.
It's in the same frequency as the university. I've heard that. I legit heard that before.
I will say, like, I'm not like a big like, I think it sounds interesting. Like, I think it sounds cool. Like, that's also why I like working with him. It's like, sounds interesting. And like, but I will say they've done comparisons, and the 432 Hertz does sound nicer sometimes. Like, it is a little bit more.
Well, it depends on what you're going for.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's what I'm saying. But like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's the perfect Hertz, you know? like it's just, yeah.
That's the frequency Nimrod travels on.
Yeah, he travels on 432 Hertz. Okay, so Time 2 is at the top of yours, correct?
Yeah, I think Time 2 is a strong contender for.
Yes.
Despite all that bullshit, It was a great album. It was a good album. Great songs. Amazing riffs. The solos are just like, can I even play those? Jesus, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And
You're like, he had enough RAM for this.
he had enough RAM for a guitar, so multiple guitar solos.
Yeah.
It was great.
Sweet.
I loved it. I didn't give him money on the crowdfunding.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have the wallpapers.
That's a good call. That's a good call. No wallpapers. But it's
no
fine. You got
wallpaper.
the other
I'm
ones.
sorry.
You have the other ones.
I may or may not pirated it.
Okay.
I mean, may or may not.
Wink.
I don't know. Cannot.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
I have rights.
We have rights. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, the second guy
Yes, the second one.
is we've already talked about this a few episodes ago.
Ooh, 2 in a row.
Opeth's Last Will and Testament.
Yes.
So quick intro is that Michael's growls are back. Which
Michael's growls are back.
big deal for me. Big deal. He texted me on the day of the first single's release. He's like, "Hey, yo, listen to this, Michael. The growls are back." I'm like, I must be on drugs because wait, let me listen to this.
Yeah.
And then he growled, and I'm like, no, let's listen to it again. I'm on drugs.
I'm on drugs.
Yeah.
But you were. You told me you were.
What?
You
I got it from Nimrod,
Before I texted you, you were like, I'm going on a 64-hour bender.
which I got from Nimrod.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Well,
I got my supply
Nimrod gets things from above, you know.
from 432 hertz.
From 432 hertz.
Have you listened?
Glenn, 432 hertz at the Viper Room, February 1st. Okay, anyways.
Get your fentanyl from him.
Get your fentanyl from him because Nimrod is there with fentanyl.
If you do fentanyl at 432 hertz or it's made in 432 hertz, it just hits different.
It's different, bro.
Your old favorites start growling again.
Yes.
So that's what happened to Opeth.
That's what happened to Opeth. That's exactly what happened to Opeth this year.
So I listened to that first album, Paragraph 1, that you sent me. And
Yes.
I'm like, listen and re-listen. I'm like, okay, yeah, the growls are back. That was a great fucking song.
Yeah.
And then we reviewed it a couple episodes ago. And we were like, yeah, it's great. At that time, I listened to it once. And then we said, like, we got to listen to it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I got to make sure that I like this album, not just because of the novelty of the growls coming back. I got to make sure it's good songs. I've listened to it a million times by now.
Yeah.
They only got better. They only got better.
They
Holy
didn't
shit.
age. They did not age like garage beer. They aged like wine.
I was ready to hear milk. They aged like milk.
No, garage beer.
Garage beer.
It's not even in the fridge. It's just in the garage.
Just sitting there.
Just sitting there, rotting away.
Yeah, that's
And
the police
they're coming for Nimrod.
The sirens are in 432.
They're definitely in 432.
They're tuned to 432 hertz.
So we have Opeth, best album of the year, and we have Knocked Loose, best album of the year. Please comment. Let us know what you think is the best metal album of 2024.
So Opeth's Last Will and Testament is my album of 2024.
Yes.
But wait. I need to give somebody a mention.
Oh, yes.
Remember the Olympics?
Oh, like Gojira?
Gojira, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. Mea culpa, that song.
Yeah.
Taking away that Olympics thing,
Yeah.
it was a great song.
For sure.
Oh, God. Crushing. But you just added, like, playing at the Olympics opening in Paris in the building where Marie Antoinette was executed.
Metal.
Fuck.
So metal.
These guys deserve some kind of prize, man, because
The Pulitzer Metal Prize.
Yeah, dude. I feel like they
Pulitzer Metal Peace Prize.
Yes.
Mark
or like
Twain.
like a Nobel Medal Prize.
The Pulitzer Metal Peace Prize of Mark Twain
And
of literature.
The Nobel from Sweden.
Nobel from Sweden. Yes.
But they're French.
Yes. So that's the award.
That's the award they're gonna get from us.
Yes.
Gojira, expect it in the mail. Just give us your mailing address.
Yeah, just give us your mailing address. And with that, that's been our episode of Breakstuff, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and this will be a great 2025.
Bye for now.